Hello, I'm in my 2015 Golf Mk7 GTD manual gearbox. I just thought I'd show you the driving modes, how I use them, and one of the modes in particular. So maybe you're driving a Golf right now and haven't yet experimented with these modes. Quite easily done. I must admit I didn't play around with the different modes very much for the first few years of having this car, but there is one particular mode that I love adjusting every now and again. So let's just start the car. And this is where the mode button is located. That will be illuminated if you're in any other mode apart from normal. And you can also see what mode you're in up here. At the moment I'm in normal. So using the mode button, you can switch between the different modes like so. So normal is the default, and then you have eco. This does disappear quite quickly, this menu, so you have to keep pressing the button. You've got eco, sport and individual. You can press the information button on each one and see how everything is set. So as you can see, the engine is eco, accelerator. That's not the adaptive cruise control, that accelerator is on eco. Dynamic cornering, eco. Air conditioning, eco. Interior engine sound, eco. Now I've had a fiddle around with the interior engine sound. I know on a Golf R or GTI. And in sport, that list will be sport all the way through. But air conditioning is normal. I guess you can't have sporty air conditioning. So on the GTI and the R model, you will probably see comfort maybe here, normal and race rather than sport. Just to talk you through the modes. So when you're driving in eco, you'll find the revs will drop really quickly when you take your foot off the gas. And it has a much flatter pickup when you're accelerating. It's just trying to save fuel all the time. And eco mode also reduces your air conditioning power consumption. You'll still get the GTD performance if you need it, but the slower pickup to get there can be a bit of a pain, and you'll lose any of those fuel savings, I guess. As I have a manual gearbox, as you can see, I don't get the benefit of the DSG's quicker gear changes in the eco setting and the coasting option that is created by having the DSG gearbox. You can just coast along when you're not using any power, which I think is pretty clever. Okay, so in normal, as you can see, there's no illumination on the mode button. As soon as I go to sport, it's illuminated. Normal is pretty much as it says on the tin. It's a default setting for all the driving aspects on the car, perfect for a long journey or regular use. This is just a ticket for a balanced drive, I would guess. Also, when you press the mode button, you get the driving modes come up on the dash, as you can see. So looking at the sport mode, you're going to get a faster accelerator pedal response. The steering is stiffer. By modifying the steering torque, you get this much better driving dynamic and faster response in general through the steering. There's a heavier feel, but I quite like it. You also get a faster response from the front lighting system and the dynamic cornering lights. You can see they're all set to sport there. So let's have a look at my favourite setting, individual. So individual, press that mode button again, you can change. So you can choose to have your steering set to normal or sport. Okay, and I normally choose sport at the moment. Engine I keep as normal, and the accelerator I love to have that in sport. Just gives you that sharpness when you put your foot down. I wouldn't use this mode all the time, but when you're having a bit of fun, it's great. Dynamic cornering lighting. Now I do notice when I set that to sport, that is coming on much quicker and is very, very handy. Air conditioning, I just leave that as normal. And as I said earlier in the video, this interior engine sound I don't really notice any difference when I change that. Again, on the GTI and the R line, you're going to have different menus here. There's another menu in here, or another drop-down option called Comfort, I believe, which might be the sort of eco version for those models. And then you can reset all of this and choose reset, go back to change, and everything is back to normal. So you can have a good old fiddle around with this, and I'll put mine back to how I like it. And then you can drive around in individual, see what you think. The thing is with the individual mode is I just find I keep changing the settings for fun. Just one other note, if you've got the DSG gearbox, the sport mode will switch the DSG to sport, or the S position. I'd love to know if you use any of these modes in your Golf. Also, if you've got a Golf R, I think there's a drift mode. I'd love to know more about that, and if anyone's used that as well. I hope this has been useful for you. Please give me a thumbs up, and I'm going to head off in individual mode.